Let's change up topics and talk about some other type of money. And that is your driving this past week, because you were shown a hell of a juicy little bonus there. Unfortunately, not all of us are, but yeah. You're gonna have
I
to talk
know.
about that one.
I look, man, when they show me that kind of money, I can't say no. Okay. All right. So no haters, please, because I got enough hate I put the video out. People go like, oh, you're a shill, they're buying you out. That's why I named the title, because they're buying me out for $800. Then nobody's buying me out for $800.
Oh, please.
But
It's gotta be 7 figures.
Yeah. 62 trips for $840. 42, it was a staggered, obviously, ride challenge. 42 and 20. 42 was like $380, and the next 20 was worth like 400 some dollars. So what do? Well, I actually stayed in the valley for the first couple days. These are the numbers: 20 booked, 20 almost 20 hours book time, 37 hours online time. The reason for that is, Chris, the second I turn my app on, bro, the algo knows what you're trying to do after like an hour. All I was getting was nature hikes and LAX trips. Like, each one of those is going to kill my hour. I only have 12 hours a day on the Lyft, clock, right? So I'm going like, no, I'm going to try to do. Then I set my area filter. That completely shut me down. That was an hour of wasted time. Then I go, oh, screw it. I'll just use my upfront, as my own, create my own area filter. I expanded it to the valley. That's the first 40. I did it for the first 42. I did it in the valley, in the San Fernando Valley. I set my like maybe 8 square mile kind of a area, and I only accepted trips in there. And then the next day, on Thursday, I got up early. I got me a beautiful scheduled trip going to almost LAX. And so that put me in the city at 5:30 in the morning. And then from there, I hit it. And I finished it at like 2 in the afternoon, took their money. So online time, about $38 an hour, active time, 70 plus bucks an hour. But here's what I want to point out, and I actually tweeted this. So this tweet got really, really great traction. David, I know you're coming on hopefully early May or late April, as we talked. See, that your 62 riders, 58 of them gave me 5 stars, 4 did not rate me, because you know how Lyft sends you your report card, you know what I mean?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have to cancel because every time you cancel, by the way, that driving score is going to drop about 8 points, people. So don't cancel, except only trips that you're going to do. But what I said to him, I go, nobody knows the CEO of Lyft. Those 62 passengers knew me as the face of Lyft, right? Now, and lastly, the funny thing is, Chris, look at the number. Remember, you know that Hocus Pocus 70-30, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Look what it says. My earnings were 198% of what the rider paid, right? Hold on. But right in the gray area, do you see what the rider paid, Chris?
$1,000, $1,079.72.
Yeah, $1,079, right? So Lyft took $500 in external expenses. Okay? That's
How do you
why
figure that?
when you take that out, then you're down to 600 and something, right? 579 or whatever it is, $600. That's why that 198% comes in, because they go, oh yeah, you earned 1332 before tips. Well, we took our external expenses of 500 out, and that's why you're at almost 200% of what the passenger paid. Am I at 200%?
I think they need to bring you up to 300%.
I was
they need to add another 102% to that.
This is 200%.
They need to add another 102% just to bring you up to 300%.
Yeah, exactly. And
so they need to give you another $670 something dollars.
I want to show this to like a math professor. I go, math professor, I go, do you figure this? How's this 200%? If the rider paid $1,079 in aggregate and I earned 1332,
because you're doing X and Y, they're doing X.
What are they doing?
X sub 1, Y sub 1.
Okay.
And so they're bringing in different numbers. That's where they're doing it. That's why they're doing it. I mean, how else do you get away with saying, oh, we're going to give you 70-30, when in fact it's really about 52-48 in the reality of things. That's probably the
100%.
closest you're going to get. You're literally making about 52% as a driver versus them taking 48% of the ride that the passenger is paying on average.
This is like $500 for 62 trips there. And by the way, I only drove 378 active miles, Chris. So for 378 active miles, period 2 and period 3, Lyft's external fees were $500. That's $1.50 a mile. And there they are.
Say $405 right there on the next screenshot.
Oh yeah, okay, 405. Not 500, 405. I take it back. But then look at the miles: 377 booked miles. So that's $1.20 a mile, $1.20-ish a mile, right? Or somewhere in the $1.10 a mile. How's Lyft paying this kind of commercial insurance? It's like, it doesn't make sense. But long story short, I had $50. Actually, I had like $8 more tips coming late. So good week. I drove, did my 62 trips, took their money, put it in the bank. Now, for people who are going to say, how the heck do you do that? Okay. So you use their tools, against them. All right. So once I got to Santa Monica with the trip, all right, as you guys can see, I was on my 11th. I had already done 11 trips, right? Well, once I'm at the beach at the Pacific Ocean, I give my back to the Pacific Ocean, set the area filter for, this is one of the busiest areas in LA, by the way, there are tons of trips in that. Set the area filter, Chris, by 5 miles radius, which will not send me to LAX. It's Marina Del Rey down there. So there are so many trips in that half circle right there, buddy. So I goes like one after the other. I knocked it out and I was done. So people, if you have mountains in your back with or the ocean or a lake, when you get there, set your area filter in a way that half that area filter is dead, unless they create Lyft boat or something that you can pick up passengers in the ocean, right? So this is how you do it, and I knocked it out. And $1,400. That's why we're going to give you guys some money. So we have enough money to pay you guys, $25. There you go. Book 72, online 37. Yes, drive in style, somewhere in that range. It was pretty good week. So Lyft, thank you much. I appreciate it. If you show it to me again, I 100% will do it again. And if you don't show it to me again, then don't show it.
Then I don't drive for you.
My car stays in the garage. And we're going to show you something else, because honestly, when you don't drive for one, they miss you and they send you some shit, and then you do it. And then the other one comes around. It's like, wait a minute, where's Sergio? You didn't drive a whole week for me. I'm like, yeah, Uber. Yeah.
That's called. You know how it says how to train your dragon? No. This is how to train your algorithm, because every single driver and passenger has their own little algorithm, and you just got to train your algorithm the right way. All right, thanks for watching. That short little clip was from our live stream, Show Me the Money Club with Sergio and myself. Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you get notified when we go live, as well as all of our awesome content. Make sure to check out this video right here, which will take you to the entire live stream, or check out this video right there. All right, drive smart, everyone.